The stabbing death of a Meriden teen is having citywide consequences now that a plan is in place to strictly enforce a curfew already on the books.
As News 8's Jamie Muro discovered, it's a hotly debated issue that resonated even at the young man's funeral.
My nephew was a good 15-year-old kid. He loved his mom, he loved his brothers, he loved his sisters.
Speaking of a child in the past tense sparks this kind of reaction. 15-year-old DeAndre Felton was killed almost 2 weeks ago after he and a 13-year-old friend were stabbed around 9:30 at night.
To see the stab wounds, to know where they're located, says that this fellow was out for blood. He was out to kill.
In grief, there is discussion. A talk about responsibility, the responsibility of a city, the responsibility of families and a community to make sure something like this does not happen again. And that is where the topic of a curfew comes in. Meriden's police force will begin enforcing a 9 p.m. curfew, a law that was passed in 1963, but mostly forgotten. It could carry a $90 fine.
It trickles right to the homes. It's got to start there with the parents and my God, look out for our children.
It's one of those things, do you think it truly can be enforced with what the police have to do on a daily basis anyway?
Well,
how do you enforce this?
Well, I think more, the enforcement, I think it's getting into the kids' heads and the parents' heads that maybe it's the parents got to enforce it.
The curfew is never going to be the answer. The curfew is a way out for the city to say that it's the children are responsible. If he wasn't indoors, if he wasn't outdoors, he wouldn't have got killed. We know that history shows throughout the world that that's not accurate.
Answers are never easy, even when people have time to look back and reflect. As a young man, a child, embarks on his final ride.
All we want is justice for him. All right, he was a good kid.
In Meriden, I'm Jamie Muro, News 8.